Has your phone rung with someone claiming to be from your bank, and something just didn't feel right? If so, this video is for you. You know, there's nothing quite like the sound of your phone ringing, especially when it's someone you care about. But what if the person on the other end claims to be from your bank, saying there's been suspicious activity on your account? Your heart races. Could it be true? Or is something fishy going on? If you've ever felt that knot in your stomach when a call like that comes through, you're not alone. And today, we are going to talk about how to spot the red flags so you can protect yourself from phone scams targeting Aussie seniors. Now, I know what you might think. I've been around the block a few times. I'm not easily fooled. And that's true. But these scammers, they are clever. They know how to sound official and make you panic just enough to let your guard down. That's why it's so important to stay one step ahead. So, in this video, we'll walk through the tricks these fraudsters use, how to tell if it's really your bank calling, and what to do if you ever find yourself in that situation. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about how these scammers operate. They don't just pick up the phone and say, "Hello, I'm a thief." No, they're much sneakier than that. Often, they'll pretend to be from a well-known bank or even a government agency. They might say there's been suspicious activity, a problem with your account, or that your card has been blocked. And here's the kicker. They'll sound urgent. Act now, or you'll lose your money. That panic they create, that's their biggest weapon. Imagine this. You get a call, and the caller ID even says Commonwealth Bank or ANZ. They know your name, maybe even the last 4 digits of your card. They sound professional, maybe even a little concerned for you. But here's the thing. Your bank will never, ever call you out of the blue and ask for your full password, PIN, or to transfer money to a safe account. Never. So if someone does, that's your first red flag. Now, the second trick these scammers love? Caller ID spoofing. That's when they make it look like the call is coming from a real bank number. You might think, well, the number checks out. But here's what you can do. Hang up. Then, call your bank back using the number on the back of your card or their official website. Not the number they gave you or the one that called you. That way, you know you're talking to the real deal. And finally, let's talk about pressure. Scammers don't want you to have time to think. They'll rush you, say things like, "If you don't act now, your account will be closed." But here's the truth. Your bank will give you time. They'll never force you to make a decision on the spot. So if someone's pushing you to act immediately, that's another big warning sign. Now, we've covered a lot already. How scammers pretend to be your bank, fake caller IDs, and their high-pressure tactics. But there's more to unpack, like what to say if you're ever unsure, and how to report these calls. So let's keep going, because the more you know, the safer you'll be. Now that we've talked about how these scammers try to trick you, using fake urgency, spoof numbers, and pretending to be from your bank, let's get into what you can do to protect yourself. Because knowledge is power, and the more prepared you are, the harder it'll be for these fraudsters to catch you off guard. First, let's talk about the golden rule. Never give out personal information over the phone unless you made the call yourself. And I mean never. Not your full password, not your PIN, not even your date of birth if you're unsure. A real bank employee already has your details. They won't ask you to confirm them over the phone out of the blue. So if someone does, that's your cue to say, "Thanks, but I'll call you back on the official number." And then hang up. Now, I know some of you might worry, what if it really is the bank? What if there's actually a problem? Here's the thing, if there is an issue, your bank will leave a message or send you a letter. They won't demand instant action. And if you're ever unsure, there's no harm in taking a few minutes to double check. Call them back on a trusted number, like the one on your card, and ask. A real bank will appreciate your caution. Another trick these scammers love? Asking you to verify your account by moving money. They might say something like, "We need to transfer your funds to a secure account to protect you." Sounds convincing, right? But here's the truth. Your money is already safe where it is. Banks don't ask customers to transfer their own money to fix a problem. That's like a stranger asking you to hand them your wallet so they can keep it safe. It just doesn't make sense. So if anyone, no matter how official they sound, tells you to move your money, hang up immediately. And let's talk about something that catches a lot of people off guard. Scammers pretending to be from other trusted places, not just your bank. Maybe they say they're from the tax office, Telstra, or even the police. They'll spin a story about unpaid bills, a warrant out for your arrest, or a problem with your internet. Their goal? To scare you into handing over money or personal details. But here's what you need to remember. Government agencies and big companies don't operate like that. They won't call you demanding immediate payment or threatening legal action out of nowhere. If you're ever in doubt, just hang up and check directly with the real organization. Now, I know this can all feel a bit overwhelming, like you have to be suspicious of every call. But it's not about living in fear, it's about staying smart. Think of it like locking your front door. You don't do it because you expect a break-in every day. You do it because it's a simple habit that keeps you safe. And the same goes for phone calls. A few seconds of pause, a quick double check, and you've just saved yourself a world of trouble. So far, we've covered how to spot scam calls and what not to do. But what if you've already had a suspicious call? Or worse, what if you think you might have been tricked? That's exactly what we'll tackle next, because it's never too late to take action and protect yourself. Let's talk about what happens if you do get one of these calls, or worse, if you worry you might have already fallen for a scam. First, I want you to know this, it's not your fault. These criminals are experts at manipulating people, and they've spent years refining their tricks. What matters now is what you do next. If you gave out any personal information, like your bank details, password, or even just your full name and address, here's your action plan. First, call your bank immediately. Use the number on the back of your card or their official website, not the number from a suspicious call. Tell them what happened. They'll help secure your account, block any dodgy transactions, and guide you through next steps. Banks deal with this every day, and they're on your side. Second, report the scam. In Australia, you can contact ScamWatch, run by the ACCC, or the Australian Cybersecurity Centre. This isn't just about your case, it helps authorities track these criminals and warn others. And if money was taken, call your local police. Even if you think it's only a small amount, these crooks rely on silence to keep operating. Now, some of you might be thinking, what if I'm not sure it was a scam? I don't want to make a fuss over nothing. Here's my rule. If your gut says something's off, it's better to be safe than sorry. I've had viewers tell me they felt silly calling their bank, only to find out the bank rep who'd called them was a fraudster mid-scam. Trust yourself. Let me leave you with 3 quick habits to make scam calls less scary. First, jot down your bank's real contact details and keep them by the phone. That way, you're never scrambling to check a number. Second, if a caller pressures you, say, "I'll call you back on your official line," and hang up. No excuses, no apologies. And third, talk about this with family or friends. Scammers hate when people compare notes. Look, the world's full of wonderful things. Grandkids' laughter, a perfect cuppa, that feeling when your roses bloom. Phone scams? They're just noise. Now that you know the signs, you've got the power to shut them down with a click. So next time that phone rings, take a breath, remember what we've covered, and know you've got this. If this video helped you, pass it along to a friend, especially someone who might not be online much. And drop a comment below if you've ever spotted a scam call. Your story could help others. Hit like if you found this useful, and subscribe for more tips to stay safe and savvy. Until next time, keep enjoying life, and let those scam calls go straight to voicemail.